Sunday time slot here. I'm doing another deck profile today, so let's jump right in and get that pulled up. Now today we're exploring some Drawmoth. Up until recently I've mostly preferred him in green with the steel package, but after the Loremaster rework becoming just such an incredible draw engine, I revisited the deck. Now, traditionally, you would run Loremaster alongside Dramoth either way, but now we're doing it for a different reason. Whereas before, he was just also taking advantage of your large hand size. Now he is contributing to it, which means we're a little less desperate for card advantage in the deck itself, and have a little bit more room to play in there. So I no longer needed the maximum card advantage that was available from green, and I've long always had a Druid's version of the deck, because it's always felt like a good combination. I just like what they have to offer here, and now that we're packing Loremaster here, it gives us a few extra reasons. But as we were saying, the main reason you run Drawmoth is in a deck that has lots of card advantage. So they're a natural pair, they always have been, but for slightly different reasons. You can very reliably get him down to only costing 4 mana. So this 45 mana is a bit of a lie. That's really only more like a 15, which is extremely, or a 25, which is, 15. Which is extremely manageable, even if you do end up having to pay a little bit extra for Dramoth, which will certainly happen here and there. But we keep our mana count low enough that we should be able to reliably draw back-to-back Dramoths. So on to the rest of the list here. So the Loremaster package, so Baptism's one of our incantations, strong removal that also maintains our hand size, very nice. The most recent addition is with Blessed of the Meek's rework. It's much easier to fit into a lot of decks now. Basically, any Crusader list that has a handful of low-cost units wants to run it now. Not quite as abusable as it used to be, but much easier to use and very strong. Of course, Faithful Drake, sort of the mandatory partner with Loremaster. And then last but not least here, we've got Genesis to pretend to be another 2-drop for us, and be, of course, 2 durable. That gives us the 12 targets that I like to usually have when I'm running Loremaster. The deck ends up very similar looking to how I run a Merkin, and my first draft of this was actually with a Merkin instead of Drawmoth, but I quickly realized that the synergy wasn't quite as good as I was hoping for, and the ability to search out those Meeks was coming down a little late on American. So this deck is a little bit slower than the American version, but Drawmoth is just such a powerhouse that it's worthwhile. Let's see here, what else to talk about? Alright, so yeah, the other reason I picked this list is since, we already featured Loremaster last week in his Bookburn deck, and I just wanted to keep playing around with him a little bit more and pull out his traditional targets. We're just on the other side of the coin now, instead of smashing him together with Rakanoff or with his old partner, Dramoth. That's the rest of the list here. So Beastmaster provides us another bit of card advantage, and this is another reason to run Druids, because while there are neutral beasts, the Druid beast options are a little bit stronger than the neutral ones. Not that much, though. Like, Bear Hog's 20% armor here gives up a couple points of stats here, but I like having high attack on my beasts so they can get their overpower attack. And Rabbit's a big one, though. Like, Frenzy is pretty crazy after its recent buff. It gives us a nice little anti-flyer tool. It's just really good, really terrifying Meek target. Like, if he kills something with Meek and then gets that 80% attack increase, he is just going to end games. And usually that's about all the more beasts I really think I need to run alongside Beastmaster. Fortify is pretty much auto. In my opinion, Dampen usually is auto too. If I'm running Druids, I try to fit it in as often as I can. I just really like the card. You know, if nothing else, it's draw, and you can just throw it out when you have a spare 2 gold, but occasionally that having rune effects is really good. Like, it can protect your weak target, it can stop a big fancy Kraken, just, you know, it's not an amazing card, but I really like it. It does a lot. Like, it isn't powerful, but it's very flexible, and I like to have it in my arsenal here. And, again, since we are running Drawmoth, we want to run lots of draw. So, and I'm not usually a big fan of just pure vanilla draw. Like, I want my draw to do something else. I don't want to run just enlightenment, you know. I want rune dampening. I want a body that comes with it. I want some healing. You know, I don't want just the raw draw power if I can avoid it. And now, with how powerful the draw Loremaster is, we can get away without having really any of that raw draw or steal. Instead, we can just run a bunch of cantrips and call that good. Now, as you can see, we've got plenty of good meat targets. So the deck actually does have a surprisingly strong early game, thanks to just weak in its early units. It's got a little bit of defense from Fortify and Reconciliation, so it does pretty decently against aggro. And you know, it covers all its bases pretty well, keeping your card advantage chopped off so you can get those massive Drawmoth plays, and you can use Blessing of Meek. And, well, I think that's really all the more there is to say about it. It's time to see if we can go find ourselves a game. Okay, there were a couple people on right before we got on the stream, but hopefully they'll come back. If not, we'll just grab a practice game. We'll go bother folks on the Discord, see if I can grab anyone for us. We'll hit that auto match button, and we'll just go ahead and grab a practice match while we're waiting. Hopefully someone will come. If not, then we'll just call it another short day today. Okay, you should be with us in the very short future here, but we'll grab a practice game in the meantime. No, I definitely don't want Faithful Drake in my starting hand, because you sort of want to, other than Meek, you don't want any of the Loremaster targets in hand. Flying Books is my favorite open. The big question is, do we keep our Loremaster? I think we do. It'll be nice to have him in hand when the 5 gold tournament's around. Very nice, got a turn 1 play. So far I'm liking this hand. It'd be nice to have a Meek already, but can't get everything all the time. But, you know, we're pretty well set up here. You know, we've got good draw, we've got good early plays, we've got the Loremaster and the Drawmoth. This should go pretty well for us. AI is not very good at its crypt placement, but that's okay. Normally I'd place books facing castle, but here I just want to make sure I can go beat up on that crypt, because crypt is always a big target whenever it shows up. Given if this was a real player, it would be played in the back, but So we could play another books, or we could throw down the wolf. I think the wolf's the best use of our gold for the turn. Like, we don't really want to use Fortify on either of those anyways. So let's just try and decide if I want the wolf to take out the crypt. Yeah, we'll have the wolf take out the crypt. So we're placing him where he will be able to hit the crypt either way. And do I go after the mana tower, or do I go after his face? I think I'll go after the mana tower, because pretty much Drawmoth will just one-shot castle. Well, pretty close to it. We're going to have a little bit of time to get a little bit of chip damage with books in soon anyways. It's looking like it's probably just going to be a double book turn. Alternatively, I could reconciliate the wolf, but I don't think that will... Actually, yeah, let's reconciliate the wolf. Yeah, he's going to die either way, isn't he? Now let's just get some more bodies down so we can try to beat up these white knights a bit. Alright, yeah, I will just take out his mana tower, though. And now we'll start working on... Ooh, those books do not do much. This might do no damage at all, but that's okay. We do want to get our draws off of books. Okay, we get a little damage in. Not much, though. Yeah, it's looking like a Loremaster turn. You know, if I want to be a little careful with him, usually you don't want to play him until 6 gold, so you can get a guaranteed draw. But if you're not up against green or red, he's not usually going to die to removal. Usually. Because usually the only common removals you'll see in black are Drain Life, which is only 20 damage, or the 1 damage thing, which I don't remember what its exact stats are now. It's changed a little bit recently, but I don't think we can hit 28. And yellow doesn't really have any. Well, I suppose yellow does have. I can't remember what it's called. Baptism of Fire, which could do Loremaster in. So it's a little risky to play him, but I'm not expecting to see Baptism in. Well, actually, you know pretty well what this deck list looks like. But by the way, it doesn't look like a Baptism list, and it does just seem to be the best thing we can do with our mana this turn for our gold. Then we are on initiative, so I'm going to play him close to this white knight. Alright, took out one of the white knights, got a little bit of draw in, got to get some more draw in. Our hand is going to be very stacked for Dramoth. Now, alright, so we're definitely going to draw a card here, hoping for a meek. Okay, there's for meek. Now we just need a nice meek target. Now we could, actually I think we will go ahead and do Genesis and Blessing of the Meek so we can get a super white knight. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do here. Because lifesteal with a bunch of extra levels is very nice. I probably should have waited or done both of these first so that my white knight didn't take some unnecessary damage, but that's okay. I'm just going to start putting the pressure on with him anyways. Do I start killing stuff or do I just go for face? I think we start killing stuff. And this gives us the option of clearing that Bone Mage with him as well. Could be a Drawmoth turn. Not a full hand, but not too bad off. Yeah, we've got plenty of mana to spare. So let's just go ahead and play the Drawmoth now. Really get that pressure going. Let's play it here. That way we can just rush on over to Castle there. Yeah, so forget killing anything. We're just going to go get in his face there. Well, AI is basically just giving up. It sees Drawmoth on its face, and it's just like, well, not much I can do about that. Yeah, Dramoth does 90 damage now. It is pretty hard to avoid it just up and killing. Well, let's see here. He could potentially block with the Dracula, so we want to save. We can't quite baptism it. A little bit tricky here. I mean, the game is won, it's just a question of whether I could have gotten it that turn or not. But now we can go get a real match. Alright, so I think I'm just going to toss this whole hand. Like, I really just don't want any of that in my opening hand. Like, Bull Rabbit is good. I want a 1 or 2 drop. Reconciliation similar, and well, Genesis is a good 2-drop. I don't want to be getting my Loremaster targets in my opening hand again rather than weak. Hey, okay. We've got the books into meat. That is a phenomenal early game here. Although he does have colors that are likely to answer the books, but if he doesn't, we're going to put a lot of pressure on. He looks to still be on his... It's a very strange deck he's been playing. It's been freeze ramp, but because he's running the warrior freeze building, it also will make a blizzard, which can be really counterproductive to his storm plan, but usually he can make up for that. So yeah, now it's looking like just a meek turn. Pretty sure we win the race. Well, actually, no, we're not going to win that race, are we? But let's get the beak on and then see where that leaves us. They do a decent amount of chip damage. Ah, crap, he had a Typhoon. That's probably game over right there. Yep, he said GG. Yep, that's going to be pretty hard to come back from. We'll do what we can here. We are running the Drawmoth deck, so we can't... Oof, those bards. Those are some big crewmen. Dang, I was hoping to draw a wolf so we'd have another body block down there. Yeah, this is not good at all for us. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get to play Meek on him. He's just going to swoop in and kill him with the crewman. Yeah, that may have already been game over. Like a double bard on crewman and an answer for the Meek, even though he was on 0 gold. That's going to be hard to come back from. No, I still may be able to. Like, we've got very good defense here. And if we can hold out to Drawmoth, there's a chance, but this is going to be tough. Right, so I could fortify the Beastmaster, which, yeah, I may need to try and do that. That way we patch... Oh, hey, okay. Alright, we got something here. Right, so now... I guess we can't quite kill that, but we can put a big dent in it. Oof. Even with Mortify, that poor little Beastmaster is not getting real far here. We could go for Reconciliate and Meek. That might be our best play. Well, you know, if he has another Meek answer, then we are very thorough. But yeah, I think we're going to try that. Yeah, so now we just pray he doesn't have another answer. We'll thankfully be able to answer the south part in the not too distant future, but yep, let's get that Meek down. Alright, there's no way he has an answer now, so that gives us a fighting chance. Start peeling off these skeletons. Shield block. Well, he can turn the Beastmaster around if he wants, but we've got to work with what we got here. Yeah, he's going to do his best just to kill it now, rather than giving me the chance to heal it back up, which I definitely would. But it's at least taking a lot of pressure off of me. He may have died, but he took most of the field with him. Going after my mana tower. Yeah, I think our play is probably going to be rebuilding mana tower and baptizing the captain there. Alternatively, yeah, no, I think that's our play. Still going to be an uphill battle here. Oh yeah, Captain summons on 2 gold now. That is feeling pretty good. Yeah, we may just actually be dead right here. Hell then. I was hoping he wouldn't attack with the Captain this turn, but I think we may just be dead right here. I mean, I can survive if I play a Reconciliation, but then I guess I don't have a choice, because I just die if I don't play that Reconciliation. Well, okay, at least we drew another one, so that's something here. And I don't think we're recovering from this. He's curved really well on his end. Sometimes there's just not much you can do when people get a hand that good. Alright, so this turn we're dead no matter what we do, but we're going to see what we can do. We can play Baptism and Rabbit, which will help, but probably not enough. We'll have to get a rematch, and hopefully we won't have quite as much of a perfect hand. Alright, well, let's get the Baptism off. Unfortunately, he can respawn and summon his crewmen anyways, so we are probably dead regardless here, but you know, we're doing what we can. Which is not much, because that Ice Weaver is just going to go off again, and we're pretty well dead here. But it happens. He just had a phenomenal hand there. And that being said, he's also a good player, and he's got a pretty cool, strong deck. Alright, let's give this another go here. So, yeah, we're just going to toss this whole hand again. It's not a turn 1 play, and it's not weak. Bit awkward here. Well, we still have another turn to draw something we're looking for. Not going to waste a fortify just on the draw. Hey, there's our books. Ugh, we got that another nice cursed vessel open, which is going to hurt a bit. Let's just block our face with this Drake. Oof, gosh, yep. He's curving 100% perfect. Again, vessel into bard. That is always so rough. But we can start working on this. Actually, I don't want to let him get any free chip damage, so I'm just going to pass for the moment. Yeah, let's go beat up the damaged one. Okay, killer rabbit. Probably going to do a killer. Oof, that's always scary. Ice Weaver is quite frightening now, assuming we can afford his mana cost. Let's see here. We could do a baptism on that. We could do Killer Rabbit and Fortify. He's on initiative, so he's just going to blast these. There's not much I can do about it. Killer Rabbit isn't going to be getting the work done. Yeah, I think we do need to just baptism that Ice Weaver. Smartly going after my mana tower again, which means I'm probably not going to be able to afford the Drawmoth. Yeah, dealing with the vessel into Fat Bard is so tough. Fat Bard may still need some looking at here. Alright, so I think we're probably just doing Rabbit and Mana Tower. Yeah, I think that's our best play, so... Not great, but not terrible. I can just kill my Mana Tower again, which is probably the right play for him, but that does at least take some pressure off of our face. Hooks. He's probably going to do one of those cheeky... Oh, God, Bard. Oh, man, his hand. Yeah, Bard is a little too good still. Unfortunately means Rusty Hooks is just going to do a little Bard combo and probably finish off my Rabbit, but well, we're going to do what we can in the meantime. Unfortunately, crewman into double Bard is just... that just ends games. Although, right side, Ice Weaver can help get us out of this mess. But that being said, it's going to continue taxing our mana. And if we just play him when we don't have initiative, perhaps I should have played Ice Weaver last turn. That may have actually been what I needed to do. To get some big area damage in, but I think we need to save him until we're on initiative next turn. Let's drop down our mana tower once again. We're going to play a Beastmaster and fortify. Yeah, I think we do need to fortify. And let's play the books just to keep some more pressure off here. So we'll get some good work in with Ice Reaper, but all of his stuff is pretty beefy, so on its own it's probably not going to be enough. But we're gonna try here. Oof. Right, the hooks. He is just mercilessly going after my mana tower. And unfortunately, any game that's ending in crewmen into bards is just a little bit too much. Probably bard's going to need to be getting looked at. He's still doing way too much work. But he's been on my mana tower hard enough that Drawmoth's not coming out even with a pretty respectable hand here. So, looks like, Ice Reaper's pretty much our only play here. It's not great, because it's still just going to die to the Voyager. I suppose we could try to fortify him up. That might save him. Well, yeah, it might. Alright, but we definitely need to get our mana tower back. Yeah, maybe we do fortify him. I suppose he's probably just going to die immediately when he has initiative, so it's okay. It's not actually worth fortifying him, unfortunately. We'll just get a Genesis off after we freeze everything. There's the south part. Yeah, we are just in all kinds of trouble here. I think we just pass because we don't want to play Genesis and then have our target messed up. I suppose I could have attacked with books rather than letting them snipe him with Captain, but oh well. This is looking pretty gloomy again. Not usually how we like our deck profile days to go, but that's okay. Can't have a good day every day. We've been getting high rolled like mad. Yeah, just these perfect curve hands and good answers to everything we've been doing. I don't think we're coming back from this. Just he was able to keep my mana tower dead so long that I just can't get Drawmoth down, which is really what we were relying on. I think we're just going to bring the hooks actually can't move, can it? Well, alright, hooks can't move, so it's just going to take out the other hook. And then I guess we got the skeleton. Not great, but it's what we got. So, can heal up a bit, but we are still probably dead either way. Well, I guess we have a fortify, so we can likely survive the turn. Right, so that should get us through the turn. Let's see here. Captain's going to make it very hard for us to get a meek play. The only thing we can really hope for is meeking this books, and I think that's sort of what we have to do right now. Alternatively, I could try to hold off and get the Drawmoth next turn. So yeah, maybe I just drop a books up here, grab a mana burst, and hope. I actually want, if that books doesn't die, I think I'll be able to suicide it though. And we won't be able to afford Dramoth. Yeah, getting Dramoth down to nuke his field is sort of our only hope now. Well, okay. Right side of the books died. So we will be able to play Dramoth next turn, but I have a funny feeling that may not be enough, because they'll probably just be able to snipe us with Captain. Unless I can draw another Fortify. We've got the Reconciliation, so maybe we won't just die immediately, but I'm pretty sure we do. Like, I can play the Drawmoth, and I can nuke all of this, but I still think I'm dead just to to this skeleton and Southport Captain. But, you know, we're going to try here. It's the only play we got. It's a pretty good play, but unfortunately he just got way too much early pressure again from those perfect curved bards. Yeah, no, Southport Captain alone. Ooh, there's the jaw follow-up too. Very strange deck he's played, but it's certainly good. I'm assuming his legends are Joff and Vile Wrath, which basically means he's got 0 mana invested into his legends, and then just tons of mana to spend on Ice Weavers and Storm Generation. Yeah, alright, well, we put up a good fight. Let's get at least one more here, see if we can actually not just get high-rolled to death here. Well, we do want to keep the meek, but we want to find an opening play to go along with it. Okay, meek's alright. Not great, but not bad. Yeah, now we have to hope he doesn't have another perfect Storm Blast answer to our meek. Well, if I'm willing to wait a turn... Ugh, there it goes again. Cursed Vessel, every single game. The safe play is to not play Meek until we can fortify. So next turn we may just be playing Genesis instead, but we'll see what happens here. Considering we do have a backup Meek, we're just going to go for it and hope he doesn't have an answer. Game is probably going to be decided right here. Well, let's hope he doesn't also have... if he has the Meek answer again, we're surrendering right here. Alright, okay, so we finally got our Meek play off, and that will probably keep us in here, because we'll be able to eat that board up with that wolf. Yeah, he's going on the defensive. I suppose I probably should have just got on his face and played the race game. That would have been the better play. So I made the mistake there, being so afraid for my own face. But that's okay. Alright, we'll play the Beastmaster. And we may go ahead and just meek the Beastmaster, and then go for the face plan. Let's see what he's going to do. I think he's just going to try to turtle up. Okay, he's going to come with a whack there. Get that overpower. Now we should have a fairly safe meat play. He may have a Storm Blast, but I can live with that. Just keeping that pressure. I think we go ahead and fortify our little wolf here. And then drop another wolf here. And then we'll probably Genesis. We'll see what happens though. We'll save either Genesis or Dampen. Yeah, I really should have just put that wolf on his face earlier. But I wanted to get those overpowers. So, well, I didn't make the wrong call. Like, getting the overpowers is why he's still alive. Alright, well, okay, so now we're going to whack that. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we're still just going to keep going for these overpowers here. Attacks with either of these crewmen. It's tough call for him. He can either work on the meek target, but I mean, that's gonna. Well, we'll see what he does here. Interesting. Just going for the defense play. I guess if that's the play he wants to make, let's work on beating up that crewman. Let's get a Genesis in here. Pulling back to avoid the overpower. Our hand size is much smaller than we like to see right now. We're going to need a Loremaster to come back from how much early game we've been playing here. At least we're on high pressure this time. Yeah, I think we'll definitely play a rabbit. Let's play it out of shooting range. And then we'll probably be Genesising that rabbit, but we'll hold off in case we may just be mana bursting too. We'll see what happens here. Just went straight for the shoot. Alright, so we're definitely going to come, run over, get this overpower and our frenzy going. We'll finally take a whack at his castle. Let's go ahead and Genesis the rabbit. Do we just go face or do we open military? I think we just go face. Right now we are just trying to keep that pressure up, and this also lets us ensure that he can't body block for, well, I guess he still can body block for the Southport captain, but that's not an ideal body block. Our hand is much smaller than, hey, there's a Loremaster though, so we can start recouping our hand here. I think, now let's get a spell. Because if we can get a meek on this rabbit, that's super game over. So I think we've got this one in the bag. He got another one of his perfect openings, but we also got one of our strong opens, and he didn't have the Stormcast this time. Ooh, Ice Weaver. That's that could cause some problems. So I think, with that in mind, we're going to rush forward and get this damage now. Still probably going to hold off on... I guess we can't play the Meek-Fister out, so with that in mind, yeah, let's just get this damage in while he's at full health, and I think we've just got game right here. Got some good work in with this Ice Weaver, but not enough, so... Haven't been getting the Drawmoth wins that we've been hoping for, but that's okay. Alright, good opening play. Gonna toss the rest, look for our Meek. Play, always nice. Hopefully I don't have to play a Genesis, but I hope he'll give me a better target than a Beastmaster for Genesis. Alternatively, maybe we'll get a dampen off. Yeah, okay, we'll get a dampen. There's a few less skeletons to contend with here. No, one less skeleton, but that's okay. Alright, I think we'll Genesis that Berserker, so let's just get another Beastmaster out. Does the skeleton one-shot Beastmaster? No, we shouldn't. I suppose I could have just checked on the other Beastmaster. Alright, so we'll get a nice Genesis on his Berserker, and that should be pretty good. Alright, so get that Genesis out. And I think we... Tricky. Yeah, he is super mana light. So going after his... Yeah, let's just clean this field up before he gets a barb down. Okay, so there's not too much sense in attacking there, since that's going to be food for Rabbit. Alternatively, Rabbit could go and finish off the Berserker. Okay, so yeah, let's do it this way. So we'll use Beastmaster to hopefully finish this off, and we'll get Rabbit to eat his Berserker. Oh, never mind. That Berserker can't actually kill that one. That does put a little bit of a hitch in our plan. That's okay. That's a bit less damage for our Rabbit to have to take. So we'll get his Frenzy off, and we'll play it by ear from there. Well, I know I won't hit that. That's given. And there's no way I can now protect the Rabbit from this land shark, unfortunately, but I can take a good bite out of the land shark. Sadly, land shark can still get the job done, but at least took a lot of damage to do so. Oh, he's left just shy of Relentless. Alright. A little bit tricky again here. I think we're going to use this to body block the Berserker, and then hopefully we'll be able to kill the land shark with something from our hand here. Who can get the job done? They're looking most likely like, oof, South Part. That's rough. I think Wolf and Books are still our best play here. Well, this now we can go finish that off. A lot of mileage out of this Beastmaster's block. Alright, well, let's keep up the deck then here. Probably should have played that more aggressively on the captain, but oh well. Nothing really worth Genesising, so I think we'll probably play Reconciliation. And let's toss this here. That'll get us a nice overpower on the shark. And then perhaps we'll see what he plays. Maybe he'll give me a good Genesis target. And Wolf isn't terrible. I should have played this Beastmaster forward to cover my flank and threaten the captain, but no, well. Oof, another Ice Sweeper. Ice Sweepers are pretty hard on us. Yeah, well, I'm going to take this. This is tough. That Ice Sweeper is going to do some serious damage. See the fortify. Let's just heal this for maximum damage, and I guess, yeah, let's go plink away at the captain here. This does mean, well, I guess I still can just catch them all in the Ice Weaver. Rough. Ice Weaver's quite good now. Okay, Loremaster at least will start. Let's see what we can do here. I'll probably just play backline Loremaster. Ah, jeez, there's the guard. Okay, so the only place we can. So this only place that Loremaster is even remotely safe is down here. Actually, up top might be better, because there's no avoiding the Ice Sweeper either way. So, alright, so Loremaster down. Frost spell. We're hoping to get baptisms. That's what we wanted to see, so we can snag his Ice Sweeper. Now the question is, do we play or fortify? I don't think fortifying the Beastmaster is going to accomplish a whole lot, but yeah, let's do it anyways. I do want to be trying to dig out. Hey, there's our Drawmoth. Okay, so next turn we'll have Drawmoth on initiative, and it shouldn't be too bad on our mana either. Hopefully he will clump up for us. Still going to be an uphill battle here. I guess we just hope he brings something into firing range for Loremaster, which he certainly will. Yeah, that freeze on the castle hurts. That was being a little careful with Drawmoth. It's making 3 separate rows here. Actually, now he's trying to. So, okay, now we're going to come up and shoot this. That's just happening. And it's going to be a tough question of which squad do we move with Dramoth. It's still probably going to be smashing into that hoax, though. Although if he puts his Southport captain in explosion range, then we may go after that. Alright, well, okay, so let's draw a spell, get that Loremaster, get that Dramoth nice and cheap. And then, yep, time to drop the Dramoth. Still anyone's game here. So I'm still on the back foot, and it's going to take me some time to recover from all this. But he very well may be able to just kill my dragon this turn, depending on what he plays, because he's got a lot of damage on board. Well, maybe not. Dramoth is pretty beefy. This is just going to be a really interesting one. Finally a good game, rather than him getting 2 high rolls in a row, or than me getting double meek. You know, this is actually a nice, fun back and forth here. Who knows how it will end. Ooh, Ice Weaver. Okay, he very well may be able to. Now, we need to clear off this back Ice Weaver, because that's just too much of a problem for us. And then I could... Well, I think we're just going to pull the Loremaster back to safety here. Because we want to keep getting some card advantage off of him. I'll probably just be double baptisming those Ice Weavers next turn. So let's just get Loremaster to safety. Dealing with Drawmoth's explosion is extremely awkward. So, okay, he's just going to go face instead and not worry about it. And for that freeze, really get a ton of damage out. Yeah, our next turn's probably going to be heal Drawmoth just a little bit and draw double. Okay, we can't actually play double baptism if we do it that way. So we'll see what happens here. Ooh, well, that's gonna... Well, close enough anyways. We can kill him with the range. On initiative there. A Fortify would be a very nice pickup right now. Alright, so it's looking like we're just going to draw a card with Loremaster and Viola. That's going to be a problem. I could alternatively try to heal Loremaster or Dramoth up a bit, but I don't think there's any way I can heal him up enough that Southport and Ice Weaver don't just kill him. Okay, so right now Ice Weaver has got it there. 1 heal would be enough there. Yeah, no, because he's still going to be able... this is tough still, actually. Very tough. And double baptisming is going to put us at risk of not having the mana for a follow-up Dramoth. So with that in mind, let's set ourselves up for our next Dramoth. It's going to be tight here. I think we're still going to baptism something here. Probably the Ice Weaver. Would like to go after the Captain. Ooh. Okay, no, Dramoth will cost 3 next turn. Alright, we're okay. Not great, but we're okay. I think I'll be on initiative. This is tough. This is real tough. That Ice Weaver. I think we need to go for the Captain. No, the freeze is too much of a threat. Plus, we might want that for ourselves soon. I guess we just shoot that and doing our best here. It's probably not going to be enough because that Vileroth can very nearly one-shot my Dramoth anyways. Oh, that or I'll just be dead. Alright, well, we can play the Dramoth, which I think we have to. Yeah, I think really our only play is Drawmoth and Reconciliate. Right side. The scary part is, though, that I don't think... Well, we're just going to have to roll with it. I need a body blocker, don't I? That's my only hope here. Alright, so not ideal, but we need to play the Drake to stave off the Vileroth for the moment. Oof, there's a Joff. Okay, so we're just dead to the Joff. Dang. This was a good game, though. A really good one. So, yep, just death to Joff. Well, this is still, I mean, really, pretty much got to do that. Yep, that's good. This was a good one. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to stop that Joff from getting to me. Oh well. Very, very solid deck he's crafted over there. Very bizarre, but certainly gets the job done. Let's get one more, because this has been fun. It hasn't been working out great for us, but I think part of that's just his hands have been incredible. He has yet to miss a Cursed Vessel into Bard. I think I'm liking this hand. I want to keep the temple, though. Yeah, why not? Let's just... Yeah, no, I think we're going to roll with what we have here. It's all going to come down to whether he's got that weak answer. Perhaps we play it safe. No, we're just going to go for a meek. If he had the Storm Blast, he would have played it already to get his Storm ticking. Alright, fingers crossed he didn't draw into it. And he did, and that's probably the game. Very strange and awkward that these games get decided so early here. Well, I'm not willing to put my wolves in their power range. Okay, well, Loremaster it is. Right, so shoot it once, come up, snag that, and then I'll be able to finish the Berserker off with the other wolf, and I'll take it from there. Ouch! 27 damage from that land shark. Jeez, are we just gonna die to land sharks? Yeah, okay, we may just straight up die to the pressure of the land sharks. Jeez! Alright, well, I mean, we can get some body blocks out. So let's, I think our play is Wolf and Wolf, Drake, and maybe Fortify. Let's see. If I play the Drake down here, he can't pull it off with the hooks. Though, and then if I play the Wolf here, ah dang, that is still enough to kill it. Alright, so his turn is probably going to be Land Shark into Wolf, then other Land Shark probably to where Wolf was to go on face. Yeah, we have to. We have to fortify or we just die to the Voyager follow-up. Well, so at least we can get some chip on that Land Shark. Yeah, I think we just commit to chipping the Land Shark. We are still probably just going to up and die here, though. It's got, like, unless I draw another Fortify, I think we're probably toast here. Or a Drawmoth. Like, if I had a Drawmoth in hand, I could have just nuked this old board. But no such luck. So, we're going to have to... So we can... Alright, we're going to need to play a Reconciliation, or we're just going to straight up die. And drawing a card with Loremaster isn't going to help me too much right now. So this is tough. Alright, I think we are... Yeah, probably just dead either way here. Okay, no, okay, I can block up 3 spots with some flying. Let's play the books here. And then I can shoot the Land Shark with Loremaster and put the Drake in. I need to get things down. Alright, so taking the Loremaster a little bit. So I think we can survive this turn, but who knows about after that. So let's go ahead and that, and pull this down to block. And I should have shot with the Loremaster. I messed up. Oh well. Again, unless I draw a Fortify, I'm pretty well toast here. If I attack, I just lose my blocker, so not much to do but hang tight and hope. Yeah, we needed a Drawmoth there to have a chance. Oof. And he's got the Dramoth for follow-ups, you know. Anytime he gets that Storm Blast on our meat, like, the games just get decided right there. He's got a very scary deck there, and we are not favored, unfortunately. Just going to dig for that meek. Got a nice curve. Does he have the Cursed Vessel like 6 games in a row? Hey, no Cursed Vessel for once. Could Faithful Drake. I could go for the Genesis, but no, let's just Drake. Let's just go snag the draw. I think Upplay is going to be Baptism the Voyager. He's going to eat into our mana if we do that now. Okay, we can't afford that, unfortunately. So we're really going to want to hold out for Dramoth this time. Which leaves me with either Killer Rabbit or Genesis Tough. Yep, guess we're just going to do some body blocking with Rabbit here to try and save ourselves a little face damage. Now we can set up for Faithful Drake and Berserker Killer Rabbit to finish off the Berserker with the Overpower, and I think that's just what we're going to do for the moment. Probably fortify our Rabbit so it sticks around a little bit. Yeah, let's start with the fortified rabbit. Maybe we can draw a meek. No meek, but let's go ahead and draw the books as well. Use the books actually to trade into the berserker, and then we'll Genesis something. Well, Genesis is going to leave our hand a bit, so maybe he'll play something worth dampening. Just going hard on face here, which I may end up paying for if I don't. Well, yeah, that's just threatening lethal since I fortified my rabbit. I may have made a mistake here, but we're gonna work with what we got. Who do we Genesis here? Base damage, I think. Yeah, let's go with rabbit. Oh, I did have the typhoon. Whew. Okay, so that's pretty much game, unfortunately. Alright, well. Dramoth's a strong deck, but this is not a great matchup for us. Yeah, no. I mean, we can Hail Mary draw with that, but nope, we're just dead to what he has on face here. It's a little unfortunate. Dramoth is a very good list, but can't quite stand up to that thing he's crafted here. Before I wrap up the day, I'm going to try to bring something else just to see if it was a matchup issue, or if he really has just crafted a terrifying. I mean, he has. Like, it's a very scary list. The combinations he's working with are a little too good. Let's see if we can pull something else out real quick, see how we do with a different matchup. I suppose we could pull out this deck's other counterpart here, a more dedicated list here. Now, it's similar in principle. We played it the other week here. Did I make any updates to this? I don't think I did. I don't think anything's in this deck has changed. So let's go ahead and pull out the slightly faster counterpart of that deck. You know, instead of it's almost the same list, it just trades out the legend package and it gets just a few more useful tools in here since it doesn't have to run the Drawmoth engine. So let's see if the slightly faster version of this deck stands a better chance. It's still a meek deck, so it's still often just going to come down to whether he's got that Storm Blast for our early meek or not. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Opening play, Genesis into a Merkin, Fortify. Yeah, I'm just going to roll with this. Dramoth is good, but it may just be a little bit too slow for the meta, unfortunately. Okay, so 6 out of 7 games opening with that cursed vessel. Yeah, may as well get the chip damage in with the priest. We can go ahead and meek the priest too, so it's all going to come down to this turn, as it often does. Does he have the perfect hand to go on us again? Now, I could play it safe, and I could, wait. No, yeah, let's wait, because it would be nice to get the meek on their Merkin, and right now that is just sort of asking for him to Storm Blast us, so would very much like to play it, though. Tricky. No, let's risk it. This is tough. Because if I play the priests, they're both just going to die anyways. So, yeah, let's just hope he doesn't have the answer. Because if he doesn't have the answer, that's going to be a massive threat. But there's his insane opening. Does he have the story? I'll probably just, yep, right, no, I'm just, nope, we're not doing that again. The math is probably off here, but oh well, I'm tempted. That I could have played it safer, and I probably should have. Should have done the fortify me play, but oh well. Maybe call it. Now let's get one more in here. See if we can, instead of being reckless and just crossing our fingers and hoping. Alright, so let's be a little more careful with the meat play this turn. We had the fortify in hand, we just got greedy. No. Guess we know what we're doing. We're just going to try to power through his Star Blasts. Does he have his God tier open again? I'm pretty impressed with the monster he's crafted over there. Yep, alright, there's that cursed vessel. 7 out of 8 games opening with it. Yeah, we are just gonna jam the meek play again, because we've got a backup one, so let's just try and pull ahead this time. Alternatively, I could do the rabbit. Yeah, perhaps we do the rabbit, since we can get its frenzy off. There he goes again. Jeez, those hands. What? We don't get the kill off of that? Lame. thing that frozen halls almost tells me he has the storm blast, but oh well. I'll see the storm blast from the hawk right away. Now he's saving it for the Genesis. Let's see if we can actually bait out his Storm Blast, although he's probably just not going to play it because he knows what I'm playing, so he's going to hold off until I play one of my combo pieces. But we're going to do it. Not much choice here. Does he have it again? Man, his hands are just on fire. May just be dead to the war spamming. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to roll with a neat book and hope we don't die to the skeletons. And I suppose we do have the option of just dragon shielding if we're desperate. Okay, no, I think we're just dead to what he's got on board here. Because once that freeze damage kicks in, we are going to be in trouble. Well, we're just going to roll with it. We're probably dead, but taking a small risk here and hoping it works out. I think that freeze is just going to kill us. Oh yeah, definitely. I could have Dragon Crest, but it was going to be over when he had initiative anymore. So alright, one more here, because his hands have just been insane. Oof, and now we have a bad hand. Okay, well, at least we got the hawk, so we've got something here. Does he get the Cursed Vessel again, or no? Probably should have put the hawk on the other side so I could centaur it, but I guess now we're just committed to the rabbit. This is fine. I want to make sure he doesn't get a hook's play off of my own castle here, so let's pull up here. We're just going to pull the hawk back in preparation for a centaur in the future. Next turn's probably just going to be a Mergen. Yeah, looking like a Mergen, and then hawk to kill the Berserker. Actually, I could have potentially played Mergen close enough to heal the hawk, but I don't think that was worthwhile. There's that Ice Weaver. That's gonna do some damage. How do we heal? I'm pretty mana light, so I can afford the mana tower loss. He can kill the mana tower no matter what, just off of the Ice Weaver hooks combo there. Yeah, let's just top our castle off a little bit. That Ice Weaver is going to do some really rough damage here. Oh boy, and the Bard. Whew. And if we transform the Emergen, he at least can't beat up on us with the hooks. But it will take a lot more damage from the Ice Weaver. I think that's okay. So we go to Bird. Bird will get beat up pretty bad by the Ice Weaver, but we just have to accept that. And then I guess we play the Centaur. May as well. Not ideal, but it's what we got. He's unfortunately lined up pretty well to get the hooks play on my Centaur. Not much I can do about that. And now that Ice Weaver's so big that Emergen's not really going to be able to do good damage to it, but we've got to try. He certainly has crafted something pretty special here. Oh, okay. He's up. And walk up here, shoot the Ice Weaver. Which will set us up for Killer Rabbit to finish it next turn. And I think we go ahead and just... Oh, I can't transform the Merkin, so we'll just hang tight there. So Merkin should be able to finish off bottom hooks, and Rabbit should be able to take up the Ice Weaver, and then we'll see where we're at after that. Okay, actually I think we'll get a Centaur. It's a pretty solid Centaur. Not bad, not bad. And then naturally the Rabbit. So Rabbit cleans up Ice Weaver, Merkin cleans up bottom hooks. Southport. Oh no, that's happening. And there's really no saving the Merkin from Southport unless I just keep him out of range, but with those hooks that's coming in no matter what. No, yeah, I think we need to just commit to... There's not really much point in trying to heal the American either, because he still just dies to a 1-2 punch from Southport and hooks. So, we just save our extra mana there, clean this up, and that's really the best we got for the moment. Oh, he's not going to clean up the American. Interesting. I guess he is on initiative, so it figures I'll have the opportunity. Well, with that in mind, I may... Actually, no, we're going to pass, because B wants to take a whack at the American. I want to maximize my healing, and I'd rather save the mana for now. Okay, I'll just clean stuff up here. Yep, we're just going to in there. It's going to be on initiative, so this is going to be a bit rough. Because I think if I transform into a bird, Captain can just one-shot bird form. Maybe not. Oof. Another Ice Weaver, that's rough. Let's see here. Drop of books. I think we do want to just shield up a Merkin here. I think we do a very awkward books into library here to try and stave off that Ice Weaver. And yeah, then we just hang tight with that. Got lots of healing and armor, so we might be able to power through with the Merkin here, but we're going to have to see what happens. I think I do want to just rush up and beat up that Ice Weaver, because it is a problem for me. So, rush up, shapeshift back, take advantage of our armor, get some damage in on that now. Do we heal up? And then we wait for him to do some more damage first. Well, now we heal up. Got Fortify for the castle. Ooh, Arbiter. Don't have the mana for him, unfortunately, since I got that greedy American heal. But I think we just gotta do that, see what we draw. Another American. Well, we can certainly kill the Ice Weaver. Do want to save up for the Lionel, though. Let's draw another card, see where that takes us. Yeah, I guess we just need to commit to the other Emergen as well here. How hard does that self-port hit? Pretty hard. And it looks like just Emergen's our best bet here. Not great, but we do also have the tricky choice of, do we take out the Ice Weaver or do we take out the Southport? Neither are good choices, unfortunately. Anytime he gets that, oh, and there's the Drawmoth. Yeah, no, this is just looking game over, unfortunately. The bright side, he can't use the Ice Weaver's ability, so I guess we'll just go Desperation, take out the Captain, and resign ourselves to our fate here. And we do have a Dragon's Crest for next turn, so we have a small chance of surviving, but I just don't see us coming back, unfortunately. I don't have the mana to get the Lionel down. That's what we would have needed to be able to deal with the Drawmoth. So this is looking pretty well over. And I may call that a wrap for today, because that deck Vember/Ooge is crafted is just too much for at least what we're playing right now. Perhaps if I pulled out some of my other decks, I might fare better. He's way too well prepared for Meek. Yeah, no, there's no coming back from this. Really cool deck he's made. Probably needs some adjustment, with Fat Bard being the most offensive card here. Just gonna take a look at some of our other options. Like, I could always pull out Storm Tomb. That would probably do well. I don't think Bookburn would fare much better, because it's just pretty similar to what... Well, okay, the Magma Titans could help. Okay, now Bookburn... Yeah, unfortunately, it's looking like the red version of Loremaster is definitely the one coming out on top. This one would probably stand a much better chance. So, yeah, unfortunately, Drawmoth is still quite good, and, so is Mergen, but can't quite deal with stuff like that. Bookburn probably can, just for having its AoE, Pyromancer, Magma Titan, Rakanov, who's a little easier to get out than Drawmoth. Plus, we've got, so Bookburn would probably handle that fine. Storm Tomb is as good as ever. I doubt Dead Piece could handle it. It's too slow. But let's actually take a look at his list entirely. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It is Search Storm, add all of those cards, add Call plus Bard, and then add the Freeze package. I wonder if he's running the Shattering Strike. Okay, it's not running the Shattering Strike. Probably really wasn't room for it, and he doesn't really have. Okay. A very scary deck. Lots of aggression. Huh, its early curve is actually really low. I'm surprised at. He actually has very few opening plays. It really has just been high-rolling me like crazy. High rolls aside, it is still just a very good deck. I would probably skip the Berserker in favor of another early game play. But I mean, I guess, let's see, he's got hooks, he's got Cursed Vessel, and Frozen Hulls sort of works in a pinch, but I usually like at least one more early game. I also sort of like the thought of cutting down on the warriors so that you can more reliably pull these three. Berserker is a solid card, certainly, but I don't want to pollute the Call of War pool too much. That being said, I'm talking about changes, and he's been wrecking me with it all day here. And the warrior synergy for Frozen Hulls means we should probably be running a warrior anyways. I guess our only other real viable options would be
Scout. Or Bridge Troll. Berserker's definitely good. Like, after that Relentless buff going to 100%, that is super cool. But, that being said, his base stats are a little bit low. Yeah, I'd probably consider the Bridge Troll. Or just a good old Scout. Can't ever go wrong with Scout. But either way, it's a very nasty deck he's crafted there. Puts on a lot of pressure, gets that Bard value. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. He's missing the Manfish to go along with his Storm Engine here, but he does need to lean into his Frozen Halls synergy. Actually, I wonder if Frozen Halls is really... I'm not sold on this Frozen Halls, actually. It's... the Blizzard conflicts with the Storm. He doesn't actually... oh, wait, okay, right. He's got Southport. There are a lot more warriors in here than it looks like because of those skeleton spawns. Okay, yeah, no. It's definitely worth it. Like, he's got quite a few warriors, plus lots of summoning of warriors. And I know it's just a really well thought out deck. Berserker's the only thing I question, but Berserker's also just a really good card, and he's been wrecking me with it. I'm just a little concerned about its ability to fend off aggro without any of those early drops. So I'd probably, yeah, if the Bridge Troll feels good. Either Bridge Troll or Scout, just so you have a nice early game answer to aggro. I'd also probably consider Manfish over Landshark, just to again shore up your early game a little bit more. And Manfish is pretty good now. Would be nice to fit both, but that's just not happening. Yeah, Bridge Troll is not significantly better than Scout, and this deck doesn't really have spare gold. It really wants to be playing on curve. But a very scary deck. Been wrecking me all day. So I like this curve a little bit more. You know, Scout to help against that early aggro. And we dropped a 4-drop into a 3-drop, which feels good. So that's looking a little bit more how I play it. I wonder if Joff's the best option. It probably is, because I don't think you can afford the mana in any other legends. Brynjolf's always very tempting, though. Like, what is our actual mana count here? $18. Okay, it's actually quite... yeah, we could certainly afford some Brynjolfs. What's that? That pushes up a little bit on the high end. It pushes us towards going to be harder to use Ice. Yeah, because that's putting us at 27 effective mana now, which means couldn't afford the Ice Weaver, and we've seen how much work the Ice Weaver does, so yeah, it's either we'd have to cut Ice Weaver if we wanted to run Brynjolf. Yeah, we could run Brynjolf, so that being said, like his versatile with Joff is very good. I'm just not a big fan of Joff personally. But no, you definitely had a monster of a deck here. I'm just tweaking it to be a little more my style, not necessarily saying my version is better here, just a little more how I like to run things. Okay, and that would actually free us back up to get our land shark back in. Okay, I think that's how I probably run it. One more early drop here to help against aggression. A little more mid-game, getting another 3-drop in and fitting Dramoth. But we've certainly seen how much work Ice Weaver was doing for him. It was just tearing my field apart. But I feel like if I wanted to do the Ice Weaver route, I'd want to try and fit Shatter, go a little more in. But I just, it's weird seeing it because it looks so random, so many odd little ins in here that don't look like they belong together, but we've seen how well it functions. So my on paper instincts are certainly conflicting with the in practice, because we have just seen how well that Ice Weaver has been tearing us up, and we've seen him get those sneaky finishes with Joff later on, thanks to his extra movement. I do still think I stand by the Scout over the Berserker, and the Manfish over the Landshark if you have to choose for your original deck. But yeah, there is definitely merit in going for Ice Weaver over Landshark and Joff over Dramoth. A very scary deck. Very strange deck for sure, too. It's just like the blizzard conflicting with the storm. It's very strange, but it certainly works. A very cool thing you've made there. You whipped me around with it. Like I do think, some of my main lists like Burn and Storm Tomb could still fight it fine, but yeah, my newer decks just, Drawmoth and Emergen just could not deal with it. Given I was getting high rolled, certainly at the Storm Blast and the Vessel Bar like every game, so it may not be quite as bad as it was looking. That may have been some bad luck, but bad luck aside, we did have a couple just normal games too, and you still ended up beating me without the high roll, so very strong. But no, I think we're going to call that a day there. Oozer's made something very cool, very strong here. Not something I probably would have thought of just because it looks so strange on paper. It's not running any anti-aggro at all, which, like I always lean towards. And so probably not something I would have cooked up myself, because first I would have been like Frozen Halls and Storm. No way. Definitely not happening. And then green, blue on a little bit of a slower deck without any anti-aggro. Oh, no thank you. Definitely not something I would have cooked up just because of my general tendencies, but very cool that you put it together, and it's definitely doing its job. So that was cool. Good games. I think we're going to call it there, though, for the day.